there, my name is Teacher Magdalene from Nigeria Korea Model School Abuja, and today I'm here to talk about tools and effects of curriculum-based teaching for model schools. Okay, so which school do we refer to as a model school? A model school is that particular school that stands out among all other schools around it. A model school, it is that school that is seen as a pace setter, a school which other schools look around to see something to learn from. That is a school that is referred to as a model school. And what is curriculum? And how is it related to a model school? Curriculum is a specific planned process of instruction. It is the expectation, the total expectation of the experience of a child in an academic session. It is that thing that a child is expected to have learned during a learning process. So curriculum is seen as a fundamental guideline for teaching. A school which does not make use of a curriculum to teach, I see it as a school which is a confused school, a school which has no guideline. It's just like going to the market to buy something that you don't even know. You don't know, you just enter a market, you just stand in the middle looking for something to buy, you don't know what to buy, and even if you buy something, you don't know what to use it for. That is a school that does not use curriculum to teach. So curriculum is a guideline. It is a planned process of achieving a particular objective. And when we talk about curriculum, we have curriculum at the national level, state level, and school level. The school level curriculum, we have to do all its best to meet the goals, the objectives that are being expected at the national level. Now, what are tools for teaching and learning? Tools for teaching and learning are those materials, those resources, those aids a teacher needs to make his lesson easy. Those things that the teacher needs in the classroom during the process of teaching to make his students learn with ease and with clarity. Those are what we call teaching materials. Teaching materials are in different forms. We have the visual aids, the audio aids, and the visual audio aids. Now, when we talk about the visual aids, we are talking about those aids that helps a teacher in the classroom. Those things that a teacher can keep in the class for the students to see with their own eyes. Those things like charts, a board, flashcards, those are some of the things that the teacher can use in the classroom to teach. They are called the visual aids. And then when we talk about the audio aids, we are talking about tape or recorder, something that you can play. The children hears them with their ear. Don't forget, a child can hear something and easily forgets it. But when a child hears about something and sees it also with his own eyes, or sees something that looks like that particular thing with his own eyes, it will be very difficult for that child to forget it. And that is where we come about the visual audio aids. Those things that the child hears and sees at the same time. Now, we can also use the school environment. When we talk about teaching aids, there are so many things that we can use. A teacher can use a lot of things to deliver his or her lesson efficiently. Now, the school environment can also serve as your teaching aid. For instance, Nigeria Korea Model School is a school that has been beautified by different kinds of flowers. And a teacher can use the school environment to deliver a lesson. For instance, an agricultural science teacher can take these children around the school environment to teach about ornamental plants. The teacher can take them out to show them different kinds of flowers in the school environment. And whenever they enter the school premises, they see flower, what comes to their mind? Ornamental plants, because they are used to beautify the environment. Again, you can also make your students your teaching resources. Your student can serve as your teaching resources during lesson delivery. For instance, you can group the children when you're talking about countable nouns. You can group the children also to perform a drama, like in an English class or a literature lesson. When you have to talk about drama, you can bring out the children to act a scene, and you know what that could mean to them. That will mean that they have been part of the lesson, and whenever you ask them a question about that, they will easily bring it out without any fear, with confidence. Now, we can also make use of improvisation. In a case where you don't have already printed out materials to use in the classroom for your lesson delivery, you can use locally available materials to deliver your lesson. You can just bring some things into the classroom to use as a practical. Gather your children around in a group project and teach them how to do something, teach them how to construct something. Now, that will help them to be independent, even when they don't have internet close by, even when they don't have access to internet materials, they can think about something that is close to them to create something out of it. That is improvisation. Now, I have some examples to show you about teaching materials, teaching tools or resources. Alright, I earlier talked about visual aids and I mentioned chart. This is an example of a chart, an already made chart that a teacher can place in a corner in the classroom. For example, a home economics teacher can use this to teach about types of fruit or even nutrition. When you're talking about types of fruit and you have something like this in the classroom, the children will be so excited, they will be so happy to learn, they will give you all their attention to teach them what you have to teach them. For instance, when they look at this child, they'll be like, wow, this is an orange. I know this kind of orange is in my village. I saw it when I got there. This one, this is a mango. We have this species of mango in my environment. And you know, they will just be so excited about it. So this is one of the examples of a visual aid. Then I also talked about improvisation. And I mentioned that a teacher can use some materials around him in a case where you don't have the already printed materials. This is now a drawn pictures on a cardboard paper on prepositions for an English class. We see over, inside, beside, on, in. And when they see those, the boy is standing beside the girl and the book is on the table. The ball is over, you know, they will just look at it, and when you have it somewhere in the classroom, whenever they come into the class, they see these things and they remember that which you have taught them. Now, I also talked about creativity like this one. This is also something that is done by a student of Nigeria Korea Model School. A teacher taught them how to do it in the classroom. He went home with local materials around him and he was able to bring out something like this, and it is so beautiful. We also have this. This is a vim. It's a vim. We used to wash our pots and do other things with it. It is also made by one of our students because the teacher practicalized how to do these things at home. And you know, when you ask him tomorrow, how can I do this? They can easily tell you because they have been involved in it practically, not just by hearing them. This is a shampoo. We use shampoo to wash our hair, and a student also of Nigeria Korea Model School made this shampoo, and it is so wonderful. Now we also have the chalk. We have the chalk. It's part of the tools the teacher needs for lesson delivery. We have the chalkboard. We have the chalk cleaner, duster or eraser, however you put it. We use it to clean the board. Now, a teacher also must know that lesson plan is very, very important in lesson delivery. It is a breakdown of what you have in the curriculum into teachable units. And now this, when you pick your topic, you arrange it step by step. It's a sequential plan. It guides you when you are delivering your lesson in the classroom. It tells you when to ask questions, when to allow students to ask you questions, when to explain to them, or when to allow them to do certain things. It guides you until you achieve that objective that you have. Now, this is a textbook. The students can make use of their textbook in the classroom or even at home. There are so many exercises in the textbooks, and whenever they have them around them, it is very, very easy for them to learn. Now, we're going to talk about the effect of these tools in teaching and learning for model schools. Now, one of the effects of using tools to teach for a model school is motivation. It motivates the students. It makes them gain self-confidence. It helps them when they are learning. They learn with so much interest. They want to come around you. If you are a teacher that uses tools or resources to teach in the classroom, they are always happy and excited to have you around to teach them. They are motivated. They are self-reliant. They know that you will teach them to be independent. Secondly, it helps you as a teacher to deliver your lesson with clarity. They learn with ease, no difficulty. Whenever you have some things around them to touch, to do something with, you know they are so happy. And your lesson is just so simple. They won't find it difficult to understand what you are teaching them. It also discourages cramming. If you are a teacher that only comes to the class to teach, to explain, or to give notes, and you think your children will understand what you are teaching them, I tell you, you are not helping them. If they can only cram, they will go through the note, read, and cram it for the sake of examinations and tests. And when you ask them, they don't really understand the meaning, that meaning that you want them to get, because there is nothing to back it up, nothing physical for them to see that will help them really understand what you want them to understand. It also saves money and time. When I talk about saving money, I showed us example of things that we can use from locally available materials, that you don't have to go to the internet, you don't have to go to cafe to download things to say I'm looking for this, or to go to stores. No, you can just get some things around you and be creative with them. Then when we talk about saving of time, you know, when you have to create something, it takes a lot of time. But if you have money to go to the cafe, it saves a lot of time. You can just type in whatever you are looking for, and then you print it out, bring it to the classroom, and it helps in delivering your lesson. Now, it also gives you direct experience of your students. While they are busy doing things in the classroom, group work, projects, while they are busy, you are going around, you're going around them, and you'll be able to detect which of them needs help in a certain area. You'll be able to tell if they are getting it or they need help. That gives you a direct experience of your children. And again, it makes your children love you. It gives you a fun-filled class, a fun-filled lesson. Whenever it's time for your lesson, they are excited. They want you to come around. They want you to just come and teach them a new thing, because they know they will learn something new in your lesson. So they just love you, and that will make them express themselves where they have need and where they can also contribute. Now, in conclusion, I want all teachers around the world to know that the use of tools for lesson delivery is very, very important, and we can never do without it. A teaching without tools is just like a scattered class, and your children cannot achieve what you want them to achieve. So I encourage all teachers to learn to use instructional resources, tools, or aid for lesson delivery. And I tell you, when you do that, wherever you are, whichever school you work in, that school will be seen as a model school. Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Teacher Magdalene from Nigeria Korea Model School, and thank you for your time.